are correct.
I don't understand.
So we do have, the consuls were part of the plebeian class, and they served for 1 year. The Senate's going to be the ones that serve for life. So they serve for a year. They are considered part of the head of state, and they're going to hold the imperium. And as you read a little bit about, they are the ones that make some of the military decisions.
I thought that was there was another role that I thought was in charge of.
Some of it crosses over, and some of them work together on that. So that is part of the idea here of their republic, where they do share some of those responsibilities. Now, here we get to the Senate. So Senate, we said, serves for life. So you need to remember that they don't get thrown out of office at any point. They can't get voted out. They serve for life. There's a total of 300 members in the Senate. And so you got 300 guys making a lot of decisions and never having the possibility of losing their job.
Lucky them.
They're perhaps the most powerful.
They get paid to be
They
idiots.
can't be voted out for anything.
What if they're like
Really just gotta make like the worst decisions ever.
They could, yes.
Yeah, so like
Like, could they
Yeah.
sex to sex sometimes. I bet.
They, if they kill somebody, then I would imagine that there's probably going to be some sort of justice against them there.
Okay.
But
So like in jail, still making
Yeah.
decisions.
Yeah.
Still making decisions in jail.
They all know each other.
no,
Victoria,
No.
what?
mm-mm. No, you serve for life.
See, that's whenever you get your kids and your grandkids into the Senate, and then you're just like, I will take away your allowance or whatever, like punish you if you don't agree.
They can't punish
Good.
you.
That's how you have total dominion over Rome. You don't have to.
Now, let's talk about the assemblies. So the assemblies would be similar to our House of Representatives today. The House of Representatives. And this was supposed to be the voice of the people. And as you guys read about, and as you discussed a little bit, as far as how much democracy is really contained within the Roman Republic, the people's voices were supposed to be heard through the assemblies, but what was the downside to this system? Chance?
The Senate still ruled over them.
Okay, Senate still ruled over them, and what other downside did they have?
Wasn't it like most people weren't able to travel? Or
Yeah.
have
Because you had to be in.
Yeah, Rome was so big that even if you wanted to tell your representative, hey, I want you to vote on this issue, the communication, while good for those days, it took a while to get to Rome. And so not everybody was represented as well as what we are today. So within the assemblies, there were two assemblies there. There was the assembly of the centuries, and it was a little more powerful than the tribal assembly. And I think that's about all that I need you to know on those. Within the Roman Republic, there was a lot of struggle for power within the plebeian class. And again, remember, the plebeians are the lower class. Because they fought in wars, they wanted to be included in the government. And they believed that they should have the same rights as everybody else, no matter what their social status or their economic status said. Have we ever had an issue like that in our country?
Yeah. Totally.
Women's rights.
Okay, well, explain that one for me. I'm not saying no, but explain the women's rights.
Yeah, Gavin, explain women's rights.
How would that equivalent here to what's going on in Rome?
Well, because the women feel like they're mistreated and they aren't viewed as good, and that they get paid less, which may or may not be true. So
Okay.
it's kind of the same thing.
Okay. I think we're looking maybe a little bit more toward the idea of gender equality. Everybody needs to be on the same playing field there, which I think we could definitely make that bridge there. How about voting rights?
Women's rights movement for voting rights.
Okay, the women's suffrage.
Yeah, in like the 60s. No,
That yeah, that would have been back in the 19-teens, I think it was 1919, somewhere in the neighborhood. They got the right to vote. So, what about other groups in our country?
Slaves.
Okay, African Americans. They were able to fight in our wars. They fought in the Civil War, yet they did not have the opportunity to vote, whether or not vote for the people that were making decisions there. What about in the 1960s? Do you know what the voting age was in our country?
I have no 127.
It's 21.
Really?
According to the original Constitution, you had to be 21 to vote in the United States. And blacks were given the right to vote, and so were women before 18-year-olds. And we get to the Vietnam War, and we had a military draft which forced 18-year-olds to go to war, and they were not allowed to vote. And there was a big campaign, similar to what you see here in Rome, where they said, hey, we're going to war. We need to be able to vote for the president and the people that are sending us to war, or vote against them. And government said, you know, that makes a lot of sense. If you're old enough to go to war, you should be old enough to vote. And so we reduced the voting age from 18 to 21. Reverse that, 21 to 18. Yeah.
Reduce it from 18 to 21.
So the plebeian class here, they were required to go to war in Rome, and so they wanted the ability to be involved in the government more than what they were before. So they formed together the Council of the Plebeians, and within that council, they began to put together, give it a moment, it should be coming up here.
Oh, this is awkward.
Anytime now.
You can work.
It's not okay.